Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. Today in Detroit, two of the top players offensively in the American League get together. Prince Fielder, 8 RBIs in the early going, and Jose Reyes, well, he's batting over 400, and he's sporting a nifty new beard as well. The Blue Jays are in town as we welcome you to Comerica Park. Game 1 in this 3-game series featuring the Jays and the Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen. We are glad to have you with us here this afternoon. After a day off yesterday, the new-look Jays come to town, and they will face Anibal Sanchez today, Ron. And Sanchez, over his last 6, including the postseason, has been awfully good.
Oh, no doubt about that, and that's one of the reasons why the Tigers decided to bring Anibal Sanchez back and put him in a uniform for the next 5 years. Sanchez, in his opening game of this year, 95 pitches in 5 innings. Jim Leyland wants a little bit more length out of Sanchez as far as this game is concerned. You take a look at his numbers. Last 6 starts, including the postseason, really good earned run average. Didn't get a lot of run support. Opponents hit only 179 against Sanchez. But one of the things that he'll have to do, he'll have to contain Reyes today, the new leadoff hitter for Toronto Blue Jays. This guy's electric. Bautista's back in the lineup. Melky Cabrera batting second. John Gibbons, a lot of balance with that lineup in Toronto these days. Anibal will need to be at his best this afternoon.
All right, we look forward to it. A little bit chilly at the ballpark today, but we have baseball nonetheless. The rain is north of us, and that's good news. And after a short break, we'll send you back to the Call Sam studios and join Trevor Thompson. But coming up at the ballpark here this afternoon, it's our first look at the new-look Toronto Blue Jays. Torrey Hunter is set to go, so is Jose Bautista. The rest of the Tigers and Jays coming up next. Afternoon, bring the parkas and the caps if you're coming down. It's a little bit chilly here this afternoon. Here's the good news, though. There is no rain right now, so hopefully we'll be able to get this one through this afternoon with no problems as the Tigers get ready to take the field here this afternoon. Here is the starting lineup for the visiting Toronto Blue Jays, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers, and it'll be our first look at these new look Jays. It'll be Jose Reyes leading it off and playing short. Melky Cabrera is in left field. Jose Bautista back in the lineup after twisting his ankle. He's the DH. Encarnacion is off to a slow start. Aaron Sebia catching. Colby Rasmus in center. In the bottom three of Rajay Davis, Meiser, Esteuris, and Emilio Bonifacio for the Blue Jays. And for the Tigers, it'll be right-hander Anibal Sanchez. He is presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
5 innings just a few days ago in Minnesota. His first game of the year. Only gave up 2 hits, but he walked 3, had 5 strikeouts, but threw 95 pitches. They need to get a little bit more length out of Sanchez. Maybe the 6th, maybe the 7th inning. He's going up against a very difficult team in the new-look Blue Jays this afternoon. Let's take a look at the Tigers' defensive alignment behind Sanchez this afternoon in left field. You have Don Kelly getting his second start of the season this year. Jackson in center. Hunter is in right. The infield, left to right, reads Cabrera, Peralta, infield, and the Prince. Alex Avila back behind the plate today after getting Sunday afternoon off.
There's Donnie Kelly, who is very versatile, can play just about anywhere you want him to on the field. And John Gibbons is at the helm once again of the Toronto Blue Jays. This is his second stint as the skipper of the Jays, and he has a much different lineup to work with this time around, and also the pitching staff is much different as well.
Well, Alex Anthopoulos, their general manager, he didn't wait until the trade deadline this year. He got ahead of everybody a little earlier and made a lot of acquisitions to this 2013 team. They've got some pretty good players now. It remains to see how well they will gel together this year.
Well, we will take a look here this afternoon as Jose Reyes gets set to step in. It'll be Reyes, Melky Cabrera, and Jose Bautista. Windy afternoon here at the ballpark today. And Sanchez ready to go to work. So are we. Here's the first pitch of today's ball game. Reyes looks at a ball outside, 1-0.
Second consecutive series that Miguel Cabrera has had to crowd the leadoff hitter. It was Brett Gardner a few days ago of the New York Yankees. Both he and Reyes like to bunt the baseball down toward third base. So Cabrera basically taking it away from Jose here early in the game.
And he is red hot right now. 10 for his last 20. He's hit safely in his last 5 for Toronto.
I know, right? Why would you bunt?
There's a ball down low, 2-1.
When healthy, this guy is probably the most dynamic leadoff hitter in the game of baseball.
It's going to be interesting to see if the situation with playing on artificial turf will have any effect on his numbers. Swing and a miss, 2-2. I mean, he starts putting the ball on that turf and it starts to scoot. He can really run. Very dynamic player, as you say, batting .435. And Sanchez ready with the 2-2 pitch. Just off the plate, 3-2 on Reyes. Anibal goes 6 feet, 205 out of Maracay, Venezuela. Now the 3-2. Bouncing ball slowly toward third. Cabrera will gun him down, 1 away. That's a good start to keep Reyes off the base pass.
And one of the things that Anibal will have to do, you see the changeup grip on a 3-2 count. He's going to have to do a lot of that to this very aggressive Blue Jays team. They love to feast on fastballs. Good pitch there by Sanchez.
With 1 out, here is Melky Cabrera. Former Royal, former Giant. Cabrera off to a 167 start. Pretty good numbers in his career against the Tigers. Nearly 300. Fastball high and away, 1-0.
Melky had over 200 hits a couple of years ago for the Kansas City Royals, and it looked like he was on pace to do that with the San Francisco Giants last year as well before he was suspended.
The 1-0 pitch is slapped fair inside the bag at third. To the corner it rolls. Cabrera takes the turn and holds up with a single as Don Kelly gets it back in. First hit of the ball game belongs to Melky Cabrera.
Usually when a ball is hit right down the third baseline when there's a left-handed batter up, it's a double. But give Don Kelly some credit. He got over there in a hurry. He got to it. surrounded it and made a strong throw back into second base to keep Melky to a single.
Well, the Blue Jays have not had Jose Bautista for the last 3 days. He is back in the lineup right now.
He's had a bothersome right heel. He jammed it about 3 days ago. He jammed it into the first base bag while running down the line.
By the way, that base hit was the 1,000th of Cabrera's career, so they took the ball out of play. And now he'll draw a throw.
The Toronto Blue Jays will run, but Melky Cabrera is not really one of those guys that runs as efficiently as some of the other guys in the batting order.
Strike called on Bautista.
Davis, Bonifacio, and Reyes are the ones that do the bulk of the running for the Toronto Blue Jays.
They've got some burners on this team. They can do it in several different ways. They can run. They have the power in the middle in Bautista and Encarnacion. That shot to right field, slicing, and a foul ball. Probably gets a run in if it stays fair.
Yeah, you were talking about their balance. They also have 4 switch hitters in their starting lineup. The top 2 and the number 8, number 9 hitters.
That, I guess, would make it difficult for you to match up your bullpen with these guys late in games. That's why you need some guys that can get righties and lefties out.
Great point.
0-2. Bautista twisted his ankle a couple of days ago, missed 3 games. That'll sail back toward the seats and out of play.
You kind of see the way that they are attacking Bautista in the first at bat. They are basically giving him a single the other way. Sanchez has stayed away from him. He does not have near the power the opposite direction as he does to left field. You're asking for trouble when you allow him to pull the baseball to left field.
Sanchez trying to finish him off. In the air toward right center. Hunter is on the run. Torrey will get there in the gap. Bautista is out, 2 away. We'll bring up Encarnacion, who is off to a dreadful start. He is 0 for his last 14. And just 2 for 23, but based on his numbers last year, he'll get it going at some point.
He hurt his hand in the last couple of games in the World Baseball Classic. He was playing for the Dominican Republic, and because of that, when he went back to Toronto, that hand was still bothering him. He's not quite 100% yet.
But when he is, he showed last year what he can do. 42 home runs. And what I guess can be termed a big-time breakout season.
One of those home runs came against Sanchez when he made his very first start as a Tiger in Toronto.
How do you remember that?
Just kind of right there, you know what I mean?
You got that section to your brain where all that stuff is filed. That's rolled foul. 0-2.
I got to be good for something.
Well, that section of my brain is usually locked off and closed. Last season, the 42 homers, 110 RBIs. Sanchez has given up the single to Cabrera, but 2 outs. And the 0-2 runner goes, and it's fouled away.
Good jump by Cabrera. 0-2 count. Nothing to lose if you're John Gibbons, the new skipper of the Toronto Blue Jays. If he strikes out, he strikes out. But if he bounces the breaking ball, more than likely Cabrera going to be successful stealing that bag. And you're getting Encarnacion a fresh count if he's thrown out.
Sanchez, 5 innings of work in his first start against the Minnesota Twins. Got him, strike 3. Encarnacion's struggles continue, and that'll end the inning. First strikeout of the ball game for Anibal Sanchez. Tigers and Jays. Tigers starting lineup presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Jackson, Hunter, Cabrera, no changes at the top. Fielder batting cleanup. Dirks will be the DH today, and he will bat fifth. Avila is the catcher. And your bottom three this afternoon, Peralta, Kelly in left, and then Omar Infante at second base. The starting pitcher for the Blue Jays is Brandon Morrow.
They may have brought R.A. Dickey into the fold to be the ace of the staff, but Brandon Morrow has the best stuff of anybody on the staff. He's got a fastball that has already been clocked at 99 miles an hour. He's got a wipeout slider, nice little get-me-over curveball, and a changeup that he has a lot of confidence in. Well, real nice four-pitch pitcher. Take a look at the Blue Jays lineup. It's always sponsored by Tim Hortons. In left, you have Cabrera, Rasmussen center, Davis is in right, Encarnacion's at first base, Bonifacio at second. Reyes is tourist round out the left side of the infield, and Aaron Sevilla is the catcher today.
Austin Jackson leads it off and shoots one in the air to left. Cabrera is under it. One pitch and one out. So Morrow keeps the leadoff man off the bases. Jackson had been hot as well. Let me bring up Torrey Hunter. Torrey batting .393, off to a nice start. You see his career numbers against the Jays. 16 career home runs against Toronto pitching. Hunter's knocked in a couple of runs so far this year. And he looks at ball one. Torrey, big series against the New York Yankees. 7 for 14. He's hit safely in his last three. The 1-0 is in for a strike on the outer edge. How about the 1-2-3 in the Tiger lineup? These are numbers in the major leagues. Only Milwaukee's had a better top three.
Off to a nice start.
Two balls and one strike. It's awfully nice to get off to quick starts in games, get a couple of runs for your starting pitchers. Tigers, for the most part, have led in most games so far this year. Here's the 2-1. Foul straight back. 2-2 on Torrey.
That's what Brandon Morrow would do. First couple of fastballs he threw, one to Jackson, one to Hunter at 89 miles an hour. But he's one of those guys like Justin Verlander. He can go from 89 to 99 miles an hour with his fastball and an eyelash. He's got a big arm.
In on his hands that time. Soft roller to Reyes. Two gone.
Brandon Morrow admitted after his very first start of the year he was probably a little bit more amped up than he should have been. His average fastball 5 days ago was 95 miles an hour and above, and really what he did in that game is he missed a lot up in the zone, and that's the reason why the first couple of fastballs of the day were at just 89 miles an hour, trying to get a real good feel and real good location with that pitch.
Well, here's Cabrera now with the bases empty. Miguel at 304. Morrow missing high. The last fastball at 91. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Shot to right field, base hit. Cabrera inside outs, one to right.
Last couple of years, the Blue Jays, they pretty much handcuffed Miguel Cabrera with this exact same pitch right here. They like to crowd him with fastballs inside. Miguel knows that. He's got that classic inside-out swing. He pulls the bat knob through, the bat head follows, and he laces a solid single the opposite way. Real nice concentration there by Miguel.
Tigers have their first hit of this game today. Here's Prince Fielder. Infield playing fielder to pull. They give up the entire third base line. Prince is not adverse to going that way,
especially with runners in scoring position.
Here's the 0-1. Well, Fielder's off to a nice start in terms of driving in runs. He had that big opening day in which he hit 2 homers against the Yankees here at Comerica Park.
One of the things that we've noticed about the 3 opponents this year defensively against the Tigers, Minnesota, New York, and now Toronto, not near the shift they played on fielders last year.
That ball is drilled to the gap in right center field. Hit well and up against the wall it goes. Cabrera's on his way to third. They send him around. There's going to be no play at the plate, and Prince Fielder has doubled in a run. Ninth RBI of the season for Prince.
Looked like a changeup that stayed up. Not a good pitch by Morrow, and Prince catches it out in front. And in right field, you have Davis, who can really run, get on his horse, but couldn't run it down.
Miggy huffing and puffing all the way from first base. Second double of the year for Fielder.
It's one of the things that Jim Leyland always talks about. He'll take the guy that can hit a single and drive in a run when he's on second base. But boy, does he love those guys that can drive runners in from first.
As you say, the guys that drive the Cadillacs, right?
Absolutely. I'll take that guy any day, says Leland.
Tigers out to an early lead. Let's see if they can get a 2-out knock now from Dirks, batting in the 5 slot today. Victor Martinez is day to day. We were told before the game this afternoon that he had, what was it, 8 stitches in his hand. Lost a battle with a bat rack apparently on Sunday here, so Victor not playing today.
I know they say day to day, but if you get 8 stitches in your thumb, it's got to be a little bit lengthier than that, doesn't it?
I would think. We'll see how long it takes. Little chopper hit slowly and foul. 0-2. So in the meantime, they elevate Dirks to the 5 slot this afternoon, left-handed batter. That is one potent bat right now sitting on the bench for Detroit. And it looked like Victor was starting to get locked in too. He was hitting some ball hard.
He sure did in that Yankee series.
Here's the 0-2. Drilled down the right field line. That ball is foul. Dirks out in front of that one.
I told you that Morrow, a lot like Justin Verlander, when there's runners in scoring position, that's usually when he does his best work, and that's usually when he reaches back to get that fastball at about 96, 97 miles an hour.
Morrow was very dominant last year in his victories. He won 10 games, and in those wins, his ERA was 0.68. So when he was on, he was really on.
Had some oblique issues down the stretch.
Ball outside.
There's that big fastball.
95, mid-90s that time. Native of Santa Rosa, California, 29 years old. Fielder at second with 2 outs. He has doubled in a run. Fouled off.
Seattle Mariners took a lot of heat back in the 2006 draft when they decided to draft Morrow as their first pick instead of taking Tim Lincecum, who was from that area. Lincecum went on to have a really nice start to his career, but he's kind of slowed down the last year and a half too.
Yeah, well, Morrow is gaining some momentum, so they seem to be going in opposite directions. 1-2. Toward left field on a line, straight at Cabrera to end the inning. However, the Tigers score first in this game. 2-out single by Miguel Cabrera, and his buddy chases him home. Fielder with a double. 1-0 Detroit. a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. And buy New York style deli chips, all natural, extra crispy from real bagel bread. Bundle up the youngins at the ballpark today. It's a little bit chilly, but we have no rain right now, and that's the good news. Other good news is the Tigers out to a 1-0 lead, courtesy of a single by Cabby and a double by Prince. Sanchez facing J.P. Arancibia.
You have to be careful with Arancibia. He has got some pop in his bat. And when he hits him a long way.
High drive, left field, hit well. Kelly going back to the track, to the wall, and that ball is gone. No, it's caught. Oh, McKelly. I was about to say, you were right on cue with that one, but Kelly snatched it away. Great play.
It's one of the reasons why Kelly playing left field today. Jim feels like he may be a little bit better defender than Dirks. He goes back, real nice concentration. He doesn't care about his body. He really doesn't care about the wall. And he reaches up and takes a home run, the 4th home run of the year by Arancibia away.
Yeah, that had enough distance.
Nice play, DK.
The glove is clearly over the yellow line. Nicely done. Here is Colby Rasmus. So Kelly saves a run, still 1-0 Detroit.
That's a home run in Toronto. They say that the ball in the few games they played there before going out on their first road trip was jumping in Toronto.
Big swing there by Rasmus. We were talking about Tim Lincecum an inning ago. I think we just found his hair. Colby Rasmus has it. That hair is all the way down to his shoulders. The 1-1 is a check swing, but he went.
Have you seen that look that Josh Reddick is sporting these days, though?
Oh yeah, that's even
go ahead and say it.
Hairier.
That's not what you wanted to say. You had to gather your thoughts there.
You almost got me. I wasn't going to go there though. That's fouled away. 1-2 on Rasmus. Yeah, Reddick is sporting a different look, to say the least. Well, Sanchez getting some help from his buddies here. Still leads 1-0. Now ahead 1-2 on Colby Rasmus. Foul tip, strike 3. And a second strikeout for Sanchez.
Fastball to the top of the zone. Tough pitch for Rasmus to catch up to. That's one thing the Blue Jays will do if you're able to get ahead of them, like most big league hitters. You can expand the strike zone and get them to chase some of your pitches. The key is getting ahead of a real good fastball hitting team early in the count.
Rajai Davis batting in the 7th slot for the Blue Jays. Davis off to a .250 start. .277 career against Detroit pitching. Here's the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sanchez in his first start had 5 punch outs. No runs in 5 innings against Minnesota. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Off the end of the bat, foul. Rajai Davis, 46 stolen bases last year, second only to Mike Trout in the American League for the league lead in that category.
17 of those steals were of third base.
Here's the 2-2.
Oh, foul ball. Come on, get back in there, Rajai.
Come on, you got to give him at least points for trying.
Not going to win any Oscars. He tried, though. A little delayed reaction, but he tried. Look at the delay. Contact. Oh, okay, I can get first base.
Little arm pump there. It hurts, it hurts. Right off the nab of the bat. Knocked it out of his hands. So immediately Sanchez goes away, but missed.
For the most part, Sanchez has stayed away from all the right-handers that have gone to the plate against him today.
And the 3-2. Popped up. Prince on a dead sprint, won't get there.
Easy, big fella.
You really worry, and certainly the dugouts are protected by the screens, but I remember years ago when the Angels signed Mo Vaughn to a huge contract, and Vaughn on a play exactly like that went barreling into the visiting dugout and was never the same that year.
Early in the year, too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was early in the year. Twisted an ankle, and it just never really got better. Three and two on Rajai Davis. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. 1-2-3 inning for Anibal Sanchez, but he got some help. Don Kelly, a terrific leaping play out in left field. Sanchez says, muy bien. We go to the bottom of the second here at the ballpark. And for the Tigers, it'll be Alex Avila starting things off. Avila, Peralta, Don Kelly facing the right-handed offerings of Brandon Morrow. 1 run, 2 hits for Detroit. No runs, 1 hit for the Toronto Blue Jays. Avila is off to a 167 start. He's hit 1 home run. That came against the Yankees. And he sends one high in the air into right field. Davis going back to the track, to the wall, looks up and gone. A towering fly ball to right field, and Davis just ran out of real estate. Making 2 home runs for Alex.
.90-mile-per-hour fastball here from Brandon Morrow right around the belt buckle. And Avila, known as a low ball hitter, able to climb the ladder just a little bit and get underneath one where Davis ran out of real estate. That ball just seemed to carry and carry and carry. There was a little wind at the top of the stadium blowing in that direction.
Ground ball to short. Reyes on the backhand to the grass. Smoothly done. 1 away. I think Rajai Davis would agree with you. He just seemed to kind of float back there thinking he might have a play, but it just kept going. That makes it 2-0 Tigers. Here's Don Kelly. Nice round of applause after robbing the home run off the bat of J.P. Aaron Sr. Ball 1 to Kelly. Ball high, 2-0 the count. Kelly in his Tigers days has literally played every position but one. He has not played shortstop. He's even pitched. He has caught every other position on the field with the exception of short. There's a strike. Obviously, pitching and catching is in a severe emergency situation.
That's right.
But he can handle it. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Lifted back out of play. 2-2 on Kelly.
Don Kelly was a free agent in the offseason, and he could have signed with about 5-6 other teams. And he told me during the course of spring training, but he was very comfortable here. He loves playing for Geelan. He loved the coaching staff. He knows the organization, and he felt like he had a legitimate shot of making the club in 2013, which he did.
He'll get back out of play.
That and the fact that he knew that he would get lots of reps the first few weeks of spring training with Miguel Cabrera going to play for the Venezuelan club in the World Baseball Classic. Had a good spring, too.
He did.
He earned it.
Sends a ground ball to the right side. Bonifacio. 2 outs. Well, what's going on around the league, Rod? What's up with the news and notes?
Justin Upton, that's what's going on around the other league. That much is for sure. Leads the major leagues with 6 home runs.
How about Jared Weaver out 4 to 6 weeks with a broken left elbow?
I saw that. He slipped on the mound, and he tried to brace himself with the left arm and apparently broke it. It seemed harmless.
Fonte looks at a ball. That's not really good news for the Angels because their pitching in their rotation was somewhat thin to begin with. I mean, they have solid starters, but not as many number 1 types as they've had in the past. 2 balls, no strikes on Infante. Get to a studio update soon, and they'll have some video on that injury, Jared Weaver. That's in there, 2-1. Omar has hit safely in 5 in a row, off to a .389 start. Low 3-1.
Omar Infante much better than your typical number 9 hitter, but with all the talent that Detroit has on its current roster, that's where he sits and appears to be very comfortable there.
Bouncing ball left side, going to find a hold, and then comfortable feeling continues for Infante. 2-out single. So that'll bring the lineup back up to the top. Austin Jackson. AJ line one to the left fielder Cabrera his first time up. Hit the ball hard. Jackson has had in his career good numbers against Toronto, .385. Ball high. Well, it's funny where sometimes you have good numbers against certain pitchers and you come to the ballpark and feel good when you see that guy on a certain day, but to have good numbers against a team overall, as Jackson has, it's funny how that works out sometimes. He's hit well at Rogers Center. Shoot that one back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Some guys just see the ball better in other yards, and once they start to pile up a few knocks, the confidence factor does come into play.
And Jackson right now is playing with a lot of confidence. Infante at first with 2 outs. Strike called 1 and 2. Up with the right hand goes John Tumpane. Tigers have out hit the Jays so far 4-1 as we play in the second on a cool afternoon here at the ballpark. First of 3 between these two teams. checked it high. I don't believe he went. They want the appeal, but will not get it. It is up to the home plate umpire, even if an appeal is asked for, and whether or not he will ask the first base umpire, and that time he did not. Morrow ready with the 2-2 pitch. That's a foul ball. Just to the right of first base, just out of the reach of Encarnacion. Should Jackson reach, Torrey Hunter would be next. Did he go? This time the appeal, and they say that he held up. Pretty close.
That it was. Could have gone either way.
Spectacular call down there by Dana Demuth. He said he did not go. There it is. Without much fanfare.
Some style points, though.
Runner will go on 3-2. And a ground ball foul. Jackson has played in 20 games in his career against the Blue Jays. He has scored 17 times. He's been getting on base against Jays pitching. The offense rolling. Tigers last year did not have a whole lot of success against Toronto. Blue Jays won 7 of the 9 meetings between these two squads. Morrow having trouble finishing off Jackson. Again, the 3-2. That's in the air. Shallow right field. Rajai Davis coming in. He'll handle it to retire the side. Tigers, however, add another run. Alex Avila with a rainmaker out to right field. You're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Well, the Tigers have a 2-0 lead now as we go to the top of the third here at the ballpark. Anibal Sanchez back to the hill, and Sanchez will face Mycerius Turris to lead it off. He'll be followed by Emilio Bonifacio and then Jose Reyes. Tigers got a run in the first. A double by Fielder to drive in a run, and then the homer by Avila to lead off the bottom of the second. As Turris looks at a ball low.
It's Turris first tour of duty in Toronto Blue Jays uniform, and previously with the Los Angeles Angels, but was given a 3-year contract by the Blue Jays. Alex Anthopoulos, very busy in this offseason, acquiring lots of players. Simply called his tours a winning player. Of course, they did win a lot out there in Los Angeles.
Check to swing right back to the mound. Sanchez will get him this time. And one gone. While we have a moment, let's go back to the studio for a game break. Here's Mickey York. No, they won't. Thanks, Mick. The Tigers, of course, going out to Oakland, Seattle, then Anaheim. Long West Coast swing coming up, but no Jared Weaver to be part of that.
Only one of the year trip to the West Coast.
Here is Emilio Bonifacio. We usually have a couple of those, don't we?
At least.
Bonifacio, one of the new Blue Jays. Slaps one to center field. Jackson is on the run. Not going to get it. It'll roll by him all the way to the wall, and Bonifacio can really run. He is on his way around second, headed to third, and they will stop him there. It's a stand-up triple for Emilio Bonifacio.
Looks like a changeup that stays up in the zone and speeds the bat up of Bonifacio. And Jackson was playing shallow in center field because Bonifacio does not have a lot of power. And Jackson not able to cut that one off. And it's on for Bonifacio. Stand-up triple.
His eyes had to light up once he saw that ball get by Jackson. Here's the top of the order, Jose Reyes. And he shoots around the ground to second and past Infante. That'll get a run in. RBI single for Jose Reyes.
I don't know what happened here with Infante, but apparently he thought this ball was going to go to his left. Take a look at him for a moment here. He's going to take a couple steps over to his left, and then he picks it up and goes back right. And by the time he makes the adjustment to go back right with a dive, that ball's by him. And usually singles end up doubles for Jose Reyes.
Well, we'll see if he's on the run here. He has just picked up his third RBI. Making it a 2-1 game. Melky Cabrera, the batter. Slap that one foul. 0-2. Normally, if a guy's breaking to the bag to cover a bag and then he has to retrace his steps, you see a play like that. But the ball was hit hard, and his first step was to his left. Just didn't pick it up. 1-2 the count on Cabrera. So 3 hits now for the Blue Jays. They're on the board. Reyes has swiped 2 so far this year. And there he goes on 1-2, and it's fouled back out of play. This is what they will do a lot of this year with the new players they have in their lineup, namely Reyes, who led the National League in steals 3 times.
The Blue Jays stole 123 bases last year as a team without guys like Reyes.
Yeah, they were
and Bonifacio.
It'll be interesting to see where they end up this year. Runner goes again. Ground ball towards short. Long throw and a nice play. Reyes on his way to third. He'll get in there diving. Cabrera's out 6-3, and Jose Reyes makes it to third base.
Let's take one more look at that pitch where he hit the ball past Infante, Mario. And the only thing that I could think of from an Infante standpoint is he knew the slider was coming, and therefore he knew where the location was. And he was just anticipating getting a pretty good break with the pitch. The slider taking a couple of steps to the left, but he just kind of miscalculated that, or he didn't see it off the bat, one of the two.
Well, here's Bautista now with 2 outs. In the air on the line to right field, right at Hunter to end the inning. Jays get on the board, though, courtesy of a couple of hits, and we go to the bottom of the third. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Arby's. Try the mighty taste of Arby's new Mighty Minis today. Arby's, slicing up freshness. And by the wireless receiver only from AT&T U-Burst. Visit AT&T.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. Back here at Comerica Park, Tigers on top of the Blue Jays in Game 1 in this 3-game series. 2-1 is our score as Torrey Hunter slams one to center field way back. Rasmus looks up. It's up against the wall. Hunter hit one 420 feet away and has a double. Torrey continues to swing a red-hot bat.
At 89 miles an hour, a Brandon Morrow fastball is not going to make it to the catcher's glove. And Torrey Hunter jumps all over it. Rasmus runs out of room trying to run this one down 420 feet from home plate. Ball carrying today up in the wind, up when you get underneath it today. There's some wind up there today.
That it is. That one to the deepest part of the park. And now an RBI chance for Miguel Cabrera. Fouled away 0-1.
You could see by that last swing by Cabrera with nobody out, runner on second base, very unselfish player, trying to go in that direction for a base hit and drive in the run. But if he does not get a base hit, at least he'll get Hunter over to third base for Prince Fielder. Now, if you hang him a breaking ball, though, he'll go the other way.
Try to go the other way again, and he fouled it away. Hey, just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one to look forward to Miller Time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. I was talking to Torrey Hunter before the game today about his role in the 2 spot. He said, earlier in my career, it was my job to drive in runs. These days, it is my job to get on base so the big boys can eat. And one of the big boys is Miguel Cabrera. Here's the 0-2. And a base hit to right field. Hunter rounding third. They're going to send him home. Davis's throw to the plate is in time. They got him. Arancibia slaps on the tag, and Torrey Hunter is nailed at home plate.
Bad decision there to slide the way that Torrey slid. I don't know how bad that left hand's hurting, but it's not good right now. Good throw by Davis. One hopper to Arancibia. Torrey Hunter goes down, and it appears that the left hand, left thumb jammed into the catcher's glove of Arancibia, and you could see that Torrey, when he got up, was in some pain.
Great shot of it right there. Outstanding throw by Rajay Davis.
Real nice piece of hitting by Miguel Cabrera. And that's kind of what sets him apart from most guys that hit as many home runs and drive in as many runs and hits as many doubles as Miguel. Runner on second base, nobody out, and this is what he tried to do the entire at bat. Is hit something the other way and was rewarded with a base hit. Didn't get the RBI, but he did his job.
Is that also a reason why he has won back-to-back batting titles and can continue to do so every season because of that swing?
Foul line to foul line. He really doesn't pull fastballs. The only time he pulls the baseball, if you hang him a changeup or if you hang him a breaking ball, then he'll do some damage to left field. But everything else, he's looking to go right center to left center.
2-1 on Prince Fielder, who drove one deep to the gap in right center in the first, knocking in a run. Hunter nailed at the plate. Hopefully is okay with that thumb.
It's a risky slide.
Skied in the air to center. Colby Rasmus waiting under it. Second out of the inning. Well, don't forget to join us again tomorrow. The Tigers continue their series with the Blue Jays. Coverage begins at noon with Tigers Live. That's the Tigers and Jays tomorrow at noon right here on Fox Sports Detroit.
Tigers don't play their first night game until we go to Oakland on Friday.
It's been nothing but day baseball. Here's Dirks. Quick throw back. And they almost got him. Cabrera back in there.
And I think most players will tell you, you really don't get in your first routine of the season until you kind of start to play those night games, which you do so much during the regular season. You get a chance to sleep in a little bit, go out to lunch, come back, take a little nap if you want to, and then go to the yard and get ready for the ball game.
You're big on those naps, aren't you?
I like a little power nap in the afternoon for sure.
Me too. Here's the 1-0. Outside 2-0. Well, we'll see some night games at home when the Tigers return home from the first road trip of the year. Well, actually, it'll be the second. 2 balls, no strikes on Dirks. Chopper foul, 2-1. And he hit the ball hard his first time up, but lined out to the left fielder Cabrera. Tigers have 6 hits already in this game, only 2 runs though. Ball high. Off speed, missing up. 3-1 now on Dirks. .50 pitches now for Brandon Morrow. And a walk. And Dirks is on with a 2-out base on ball. First of the game for Morrow. It'll extend the inning for Alex Avila, who back in the second did this.
He got him a first pitch fastball that was in the inner third of the plate, right around the belt buckle, and didn't miss it. Second home run of the year for Avila. New dad as well. Just a couple of days ago, he and his lovely wife. Proud parents of a baby girl.
And Alex finding out what it's like to be a daddy. Trying to drive in a run or 2 here. Fouled back out of play.
No doubt he'll be a great father.
No question.
He's got some great role models. His grandfather, Ralph Avila. And of course his dad, who hangs out right here at Comerica Park every single day, front row seat to watch his son play on a daily basis. That would be Al Avila, assistant general manager.
Here's the 0-1. Strike called, 0-2.
Not to take anything away from the moms. They probably play the hugest roles in the maturation of some of these young kids, especially dads that are in baseball and gone all the time.
It's definitely a partnership. There's no question about that. Now the 0-2. Good block by Aaron Sevilla. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Summers can be hectic, driving them around to baseball tournaments all over the country, making sure they get here, get there.
I know my wife did a whole lot of that.
Tigers have 2 men on. They have Cabrera, they have Dirks. And the 1-2. Another block. 2-2.
That's the pitch that Morrow usually likes to get the strikeout with. It's a slider. It goes anywhere from 86 to 89 miles an hour. He was throwing that slider too hard 5 days ago in his first start of the year. He was all the way up to 90, 91, and that told John Gibbons, their manager, he was a little bit too amped up in that first start of the season.
So Avila waiting patiently on a 2-2 pitch. Here it is. 3-2. Well, Morrow said this spring training he spent a good portion of the time polishing up his breaking ball and his changeup. He felt that at times last year too much he relied too much on the fastball and the slider. And certainly spring training is a time to do that.
It's easy to do when you have those 2 top pitches. The fastball, as we've told you, gets up to 99 miles an hour, and his slider is literally a wipeout pitch for him. You lean on those 2 pitches way too much.
So the Tigers will start the runners here on 3-2. And he lost him. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks. All of a sudden now they're loaded up. And they'll bring a visit from their pitching coach, Pete Walker. And while they chat about it on the mound, we remind you to have your picnic or party at an upcoming Tigers game. 2013 group picnics and party suites are on sale now. Groups of 15 or more get discounted tickets to select games. Here's the phone number, 313-471-BALL. Or if it's easier, check it out online at tigers.com. Get your group out to the ballpark. Great way to spend a day downtown Detroit. Quick chat for Morrow as Johnny Peralta stands in.
And Peralta needs to be ready to hit the fastball after back-to-back walks to Dirks and Avila. A lot of times that first pitch will be a fastball. And if it is, no need in taking it if it's a good pitch to hit.
Strike called.
90-mile-per-hour fastball.
Really good 351 career with the bases loaded. His first shot at it this year. Tigers trying to extend a 2-1 lead. Back out of play now, all of a sudden 0-2 on Johnny. He hit one to the hole left side of the infield his first time up, and it was a nice play by Jose Reyes to throw him out. It's our first triple split of the year. Here's the 0-2. Little chopper hit back up the middle. Bonifacio. They'll throw him out. Tigers do not come through with the bases loaded. 3 in the books. Of 10 or more seasons. There are 4 major league teams that have not been to the postseason, and 10 or more seasons, so that's quite a stretch. Name the 4 teams if you can. Edwin Encarnacion leads it off and looks at strike one. Encarnacion, then Arancibia, and then Colby Rasmus. Strikeout victim looking back in the first, ended the frame. He pops that one up. Heading toward the line, foul ground, first base side. Prince can't quite get there. He was huffing and puffing all the way to the railing, but just couldn't get it. Oh, 0-2 on Encarnacion. Sanchez gave up a run in the third on the RBI single by Jose Reyes. So far, that's it. Ball high, 1-2. It's kind of amazing, Rod, the numbers this guy put up last year. I mean, he was always a pretty good power hitter, but not to the extent that he was last year. 42 of them last year. It's fouled away.
He made a nice adjustment. In 2011, he had a high leg kick. He got rid of that leg kick. Robinson Cano lives in the Dominican Republic, and so does Encarnacion. And Robinson Cano suggested that he shorten up his stride a little bit. And because of the adjustments that he made, along with Dwayne Murphy, who was a hitting coach last year for Toronto, now the first base coach, he went on to have a career year just by better balance, shortening the stride, and getting some better bat speed.
Here's the 2-2. Outside, 3-2. Well, it's not like this guy was a rookie. I mean, he had been in the big leagues for quite some time, and apparently it took a little time to find that perfect spot for him in terms of his batting style. Here's the 3-2 pitch. In the air to right field. Hit pretty good, but Torrey is going back. Right at the warning track for the out.
Dwayne Murphy, who was an outstanding center fielder himself, won 6 Gold Gloves out there, but doesn't get near the credit that I think he deserves for guys like Arancibia, Jose Bautista, what he did in Toronto after leaving the Pittsburgh Pirates. We just gave you some of the numbers on Encarnacion last year. So Murphy's done some nice work with some of these hitters in the 3 years he was a hitting coach for the Blue Jays.
Here's Arancibia. Swing and a miss. You have been a hitting coach in your professional career. What is the most difficult part of that job?
Getting guys to think a little bit, buy into, maybe some of your thoughts and what you're thinking and your scouting reports and different things like that. Once you get guys to trust you, once you put guys in certain situations where they're having a lot of success by some of your recommendations, I think that's how you gain their trust, and I think it makes your job a lot easier. Of course, work ethic is a big part of it. You have to get to the ballpark at about noon every single day. You spend a lot of time in that batting cage. Very rewarding job, though, when everything's going right.
That is the part that many don't realize, how early hitting coaches are at the ballpark, because I don't care how good of a team you have offensively, there's still going to be the 1 or 2 guys that need some fine-tuning.
For sure.
You're always in the batting tunnels or on the field for early batting practice. 2-2 the count.
The pitch to make here to Arancibia is something down and away. You don't want to let him pull the ball to left field.
Checked it inside. 3-2 on J.P. Arancibia.
Avila wanted that pitch down and away, but Sanchez overthrew the slider, and he missed badly with it up and in.
On his hands that time, but Arancibia was robbed in his last at bat.
Almost hit his 4th home run of the year. Don Kelly getting his 2nd start of the season in left field. Makes a whale of a catch.
Swing and a miss, and Sanchez has another strikeout. 2 gone.
If you stay away from the right-handed hitters like Arancibia, Encarnacion, and Bautista, and you're able to locate your pitches in that area, you're going to have some success today. And if you have the ability to throw an off-speed pitch in the 3-2 count, which Sanchez is pretty fearless with.
Here's Colby Rasmus, former first-round pick of the St. Louis Cardinals. Didn't really work out as Rasmus had hoped there, so he was dealt to the Toronto Blue Jays.
You think?
I was being kind there. Swing and a miss. 1-1. You know, sometimes it just doesn't work out with certain teams. Butt heads with the manager a little bit. July of 2011, he was dealt to Toronto. Here's the 1-1. Ball high, 2-1 the count. Rasmus hit 23 home runs last year. The batting average was low, but power number is pretty good. Off the edge. 3-1. It's the third time that Anibal now has gone to a 3-ball count here in the fourth inning. And there's ball 4. 2-out walk. First of the afternoon for Sanchez. That'll keep it going for Rajai Davis. Tigers began the year by dropping 2 out of 3 in Minnesota. They came home to win 2 of 3 from the New York Yankees. Another tough opponent here in this series, the Blue Jays.
Meanwhile, the Blue Jays at home dropped the first 2 series of the year.
Well, I know the excitement is certainly back with the revamped pitching staff and the new additions to their lineup. Got some big crowds in Toronto. You would expect them to be right in the middle of the race in the American League East this year. Some have them at the top. But the one thing, and you brought this up a little bit earlier, Rod, when you bring in as much talent as they did in the offseason that comes from different teams, different areas, you just wonder how it will gel and how long it may take for them to gel. May take a while, may not. Here's a bunt. It's going to go foul, though.
That's the main reason why they brought John Gibbons back. Alex Anthopoulos, their general manager, felt like John Gibbons, with his temperament, his attention to detail, and really just the way that he handles himself, would be the perfect guy to lead this Blue Jays team in 2013. That's his career record with the Blue Jays. His first stint as a manager was a 500 record, 305 and 305. That surprised me, though. Did that surprise you when they named him manager?
It really did. You know, he did have some success in 2006. They were 12 over the 500 mark, and they finished in second place in the rugged East. But it is somewhat surprising. 1 ball, 1 strike on Rajai Davis. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Their manager the previous season was John Farrell, and it was apparent that Farrell wanted to go and manage the Boston Red Sox. So their general manager, Alex Anthopoulos, they traded him to the Boston Red Sox. That doesn't happen very often.
No.
A manager getting traded for a position player.
They can't trade announcers, can they?
You ready to get rid of me?
No, I'm just talking about both of us.
Nah, you gave me that look.
Let's get rid of these guys, man. Let's start fresh.
After 11 years, you ready to kick me to the curb.
Did not say that. The 1-2 is strike 3 call. Sanchez, 5 punch outs. Anibal looking good here this afternoon.
Double by Prince Fielder. He was able to drive in Miguel Cabrera, who had singled earlier in the second inning. What a spectacular play by Don Kelly, taking a home run away from Aaron Sevilla, but Rajai Davis couldn't bring Alex Aviles back, and then you have the third inning that the Blue Jays able to get on the board with a run, a solid single by Jose Reyes, their very talented shortstop.
And so it'll be Don Kelly here in the fourth inning. Tigers up by a run, 2-1. Morrow starts him off down low, 1-0. Kelly, Infante, and Austin Jackson. Kelly checks the swing, strike called. We were talking his last time up about how Don has played in 8 of the 9 positions in his Tigers career. He hasn't played short for the Tigers, but he did a few times with the Pittsburgh Pirates. So on a big league field, he literally has played every single position. And he'll try and get things started here in the fourth inning. Kelly 0 for 1 with a ground out. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Strike call, 2-2. That is popped up on the infield. Jose Reyes coming into the grass. 1 out. Hey, don't forget you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game, presented by the new Premium McWrap. Using your cell phone, text Tigers followed by a space, then the player's uniform number to 37338, or if you'd like, vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com. A couple of candidates early on here. Avila has a home run. Fielder has an RBI. Cabrera 2 hits. Omar singled his first time up. Ball 1.
Here's where Omar Infante does his best work. Regardless of the fastball that the pitcher has, when he gets him, he doesn't miss him. Good location with that 92-mile-per-hour fastball for Morrow on the outside black.
Strike 2 called.
Can't do a whole lot with those last 2 pitches.
One and 2, the count stays on Infante, who is 3 for 8 in the series against the New York Yankees, and Omar now is hit safely in 6 in a row.
If you could master those 3 pitches right there that Morrow just threw to Infante, fastballs at 92, 93 on the black outside, you're going to get a lot of right-handers out.
2 and 2 the count. Here's what Infante has done from the bottom of the lineup compared to other 9-hole hitters in the American League. Those numbers are updated. 421 average.
Nobody better.
Yeah, on his hands that time, and he flies one to shallow left. Melky Cabrera. 2 outs. Bring up Austin Jackson. Jackson has flied out twice in this game. On the corner, strike 1.
How about that game CC Sabathia pitched here a couple days ago?
You know, I was thinking about that the other day. That might have been the best I've seen him pitch here, because he hadn't really pitched too well against the Tigers in the postseason, but he had everything working the other day.
Didn't necessarily have the big fastball at 97, 98 that he once threw when he was younger, but man, he was living from 90 to 92 with some tremendous command.
Chopper hit back up the middle. Reyes not going to get it. Base hit. It was almost as if you could see CC knew he was going up against Verlander, and he had to be at the top of his game.
And his club had lost the first 2 games of the series, and that's simply what aces do. Jackson, one of those guys that likes to run on the first 2 pitches. He does have the green light, and that's what Jim Leland told us before the game today. On occasion, he will stop Jackson, but he is free to go whenever he gets ready to go.
Well, Jim also confirmed that the fears that he has sometimes, and we've talked about this oftentimes as well, that you do at times set yourself up for the opposing manager to walk Miguel Cabrera later in the inning if you have Jackson steal a bag.
Nice to have Prince Fielder hitting behind Miguel, though, if the opposing manager decides to walk Miguel.
Fouled off. Well, the skipper has to be pretty happy about this, don't you think?
Especially that number 2 spot, because that's been a troublesome spot the last couple of years for Detroit, trying to find someone that was comfortable enough to hit there, get some base hits, drive the ball the other way, not afraid to take a strike for a guy like Jackson.
Now, Torrey was saying before the game today that he's always hit the other way. I mean, I know he's done a lot of it this year, but he said if you wanted to play for Tom Kelly, which was his first manager in the big leagues, you better be able to hit the ball the other way. He demanded it of you. The 0-2. That one's straight up the middle to center field and a base hit.
Not a good pitch there by Morrow. Able to get ahead of Hunter. No balls, 2 strikes, and hangs a breaking ball just right over the heart of the plate. Now you have to face Miguel Cabrera. That ball just spinning up there. It's a slider that just doesn't do a whole lot.
It'll bring another visit to the mound for Brandon Morrow, who has given up his share of hits today. No question about that. There is action in the bullpen now. Brett Cecil is tuning up.
He might be getting ready for Prince Fielder if Miguel gets on base as well.
Tigers now have 8 hits in this game, but they have scored just twice. They had 2 walks and 2 hits in the third, but failed to score. They got a runner thrown out at the plate. So a 2-out rally by your top 2 hitters, and now we'll see if Cabrera can knock some in. And CBS stops it down low, 1-0.
Blue Jays outfield plays awfully shallow. In left field, Cabrera's shallow. Rasmus is very shallow in right field. Davis is rather shallow against a guy like Cabrera that can really drive the ball the other way. Told you earlier that Dwayne Murphy, 6-time Gold Glove winner when he was patrolling center field for the Oakland Athletics, really played a shallow outfield himself, and I'm sure that's one of the reasons why his guys play so shallow.
Now the 2-0. Miguel had a rip. 2 balls and 1 strike on Cabrera. Morrow has not really had what you would term a quick inning in this game, so his pitch count starting to pile up. Inside, and now the count goes to 3-1. There is Prince waiting on deck, so if Cabrera reaches here, and you got the lefty fielder coming up, maybe a short afternoon for Morrow. Here's the 3-1. Fly ball hit well right field. Davis going back to the track, to the wall, and that ball is gone. A home run. Cabrera with a laser to right field into the seats. open. A 2-out, 3-run shot for Cabrera, his 100th in this ballpark.
We've seen a lot of balls carried today that the hitters have gotten underneath, and that's just a ball down and away in a 3-2 count, that classic inside-out swing that Cabrera able to hit out to right field for his first big fly of the season.
And the day is indeed a short one for Morrow. He is done. It's a wall side windows pitching change. Jays go to the bullpen. We'll be back. Cabrera's 3-run homer with 2 outs extending the lead. And that signals the end for Brandon Morrow. And now Prince Fielder will stand in against the new pitcher. And his first pitch is fouled straight back. Here are the numbers on Brett Cecil.
Yeah, he is throwing the ball exceptionally well right now. He already has 8 strikeouts in 3 games against 2 walks. And that's just in 3 2/3 innings. The opponents are hitting under 100 against Brett.
It was Fielder that drove in a run back in the first with an RBI double.
He's very versatile. You can use him as a starter if you choose to do so. He has done some of that in the past.
Yeah, he did it 9 times last year in the major leagues, 21 appearances overall. Good pitch in for a strike, 1-2. But an elevated ERA at the major leagues last year, 5.72 for the Blue Jays. Brett Cecil, born in Dunkirk, Maryland. Lives in Clearwater. The 1-2 inside as Prince backs out of the way.
A couple of really nice at bats by the table setters here in the Tigers lineup. Jackson and also Hunter after 2 were out. And both reached, and they got Cabrera to the plate for the 3-run homer.
Inside again.
Out of all those pitches that Brandon Morrow threw before he left, he probably wishes he had that 0-2 slider back that he hung right down the middle to Torrey Hunter, that he laced sharply right back up the middle.
Yeah, that kept it going, and that gave Cabrera the chance. He'll get back out of play. Nine Tigers hits now, but they have scored 5 runs with a 3 spot here in the 4th. 3-2 pitch is low ball forward. Fielder will take his walk. Here's the Farmers Insurance report card on Prince Fielder. Career against the American League East. These numbers are pretty good. 325 in 66 games. Against some pretty good pitching staffs over the years in the East. Here is Sandy Dirks. Ground ball right side. Bonifacio to his left. That'll end the inning. Big inning though for the Tigers. They get a couple of 2-out singles, and then Cabrera goes deep the other way. Brought to you by Bell Tire. Get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Well, the Tigers with a 3-run homer from Miguel Cabrera now make it a 5-1 ball game. And Anibal Sanchez with more of a cushion to work with. As Cabrera hits his 100th home run in this ballpark, the first Tiger to do so. There's a strike called on Meiser Izturis. He'll be followed by Bonifacio and then Reyes. Sanchez with the 0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Anibal gave up an RBI single to Reyes in the 3rd, and that's been it. The 1-1 to Izturis, hit right back to the mound, knocked down by Anibal. He's going to have time, and his throw is high, but nice play by Prince.
It sure was. I got him pretty good too. Ball was hit hard. Right leg. He had plenty of time, but it looked like that leg barking a little bit. He really couldn't put any pressure on it. Therefore, he threw off balance and he threw the ball high to Prince.
Head athletic trainer Kevin Rand is out to take a look at him. Sanchez trying to walk it off.
Kevin Rand, Doug Teeter, Steve Carter did marvelous work with all the players down in spring training. They made sure that just about every single guy that when the season started, they were healthy. That's big for the trainers.
Oh, it's absolutely big, and that's certainly an important part of any organization, making sure you keep your guys on the field, and sometimes it can be a very difficult task.
Javar Gillette, the strength and fitness coordinator, also did real nice work. They were down in Florida for a long time.
And Sanchez says he's okay.
Right shin. I guess right above the ankle there.
Sanchez put some hot sauce on that throw to first base too. There's a strike called on Emilio Bonifacio.
4-run lead fifth inning. Sanchez not coming out of the game.
No chance. Here's the 0-1. I'm at least getting 2 more outs before you want to even think about that. It was Bonifacio who tripled back in the 3rd. He eventually scored on the Reyes single. The 1-1. Bonifacio has played with Arizona and Washington along with Miami over in the National League. He was part of that 11-player deal that the Blue Jays consummated last offseason. Now the 2-1, swing and a miss.
Blue Jays took on a lot of salary with that deal they made with the Marlins.
Now the 2-2. Got him. Strike 3. Bonifacio is gone. Well, here is some of the talent that came to Toronto. We've talked about Reyes and Bonifacio, but 2 of the big guns coming in for the pitching rotation, Burley and Johnson.
Well, those guys have won All-Star team, made All-Star teams. Bonifacio steals a lot of bases. Not to mention bringing in Melky Cabrera. They brought in Meiser with his tours. They made a trade for R.A. Dickey.
Much different look. Here's the 0-1. Meanwhile, Sanchez has been much better in first pitch strikes his 2nd time through the lineup. 8 of 9.
His pitch count is in much better shape as a result of that. Just the 80th pitch he's thrown here today.
Speaking of new look, how about this new look for Reyes? What do you think?
Well, he got rid of the dreads, and it looks like he's got a little extra hair on the chin these days.
You still have not given me your opinion. You were just stating fact there.
I don't have a problem with the dreads.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
A little length on the chin, though.
Maybe a little too much. 2-2. Reyes RBI single in the 3rd, responsible for their only run so far. Only 3 hits allowed by Sanchez. Outside again. Now it goes 3-2. Speaking of dreads, Denard Robinson threw out the first pitch, kind of, before the game today. He's much more comfortable on the football field.
Looked like his feet might got tangled up just a little bit.
There's a base hit to center field for Reyes, who has his 2nd hit of the day. It's all the footwork. Check it out.
Yeah, they got a little tangled up there. I think he put that lead foot down a little bit early.
I don't think he ever picked it up.
Congratulations to Michigan, though. They lost last night in the final game in the final 4, but man, did they have a really nice season. Really nice run. Congratulations to everybody over there. Well,
they've got a great head coach in John Beilein. Great talent. Some of those young men will be playing in the NBA, and I really thought, especially early in that game, they were going to beat Louisville by a pretty good margin.
It looked like it.
Melky Cabrera, the batter. That base hit, the 4th of the game for the Blue Jays.
Bautista really, Reyes, really one of the few guys on their team that's really gotten off to a good start offensively.
Ground ball foul.
Aaron Sevilla hitting for some power and average as well, but the rest of the guys are off to sluggish starts. Cabrera, Bautista, Encarnacion. Rasmus off to a slow start. And they played their first 6 games indoors.
They did. In front of the home crowd. Runner goes. Here comes the throw from Avila. It's on target. Not in time, though.
Anibal Sanchez took very little time getting the ball out of his hand, getting it to Avila. Avila with a perfect catch and transfer and throw down to second base, but that just gives you an idea of how fast a guy like Reyes is able to beat it. Not many guys can steal a base when everything is done right by the pitcher and the catcher and the tag at second base. He is one, though.
3 for 3 in steals this year. And now Cabrera will try and get him home with the 2-out hit. Melky a single and a ground out, and over 400 lifetime steals for Jose Reyes. There's the 2-2. Lifted foul.
I don't know if Jose would do in this situation because they're already down by 4. And it's 2 outs in the 5th, but he likes to steal third base. He did it 11 times last year in 14 attempts.
Right back up the middle into center field, base hit. That'll score the run. Reyes will come in. It's a 2-out knock for Melky Cabrera, and that makes it 5-2.
Well, one of the things that Sanchez has been successful doing today, and he'll need to make sure he executes his pitches to the very dangerous hitter Jose Bautista coming to the plate. Now, this is our bell tire pitch by pitch. This is what he's done to him the first 2 times up. Take a look at the location of these pitches. They're all pretty much away from Bautista, who does not have nearly the power the opposite way as he does to the pull field. He's had really 2 good performances against him today. He'll need another one right now.
5 hits now for the Jays. 5-2 ball game. Tigers lead by 3, and off the end of the bat, slow roller towards second. They are going to get Bautista, and the inning is over. Well, the Tigers now lead by 3, and you're watching Tigers baseball today, presented by Bell Tire. The 5th inning here at the ballpark. AT&T trivia question again today. Which 4 major league teams have a postseason drought of 10 or more seasons? Jays will be on that list. They've gone 19 years without getting to the postseason. KC, Pittsburgh, Toronto, and Seattle in that order. 27 years for the Royals and counting. On our way to the bottom of the 5th, it'll be Alex Avila to lead things off. And he waves and misses. 0-1. Brett Cecil came on to get the final out of the 4th. Avila homered and walked against Morrow, the starter. 9 Tigers hits in this ball game this afternoon. Cabrera's had a big one, a 3-run shot. Ball outside, 1-1. Cecil has been up and down with the Jays each of the last 4 years. Skied in the air to center. The ball's hit well. Rasmus is on the move, still going back, still on the run. He'll get to the warning track. Avila hit another one a long way. On part of the ballpark, that's it. Want to make sure that you visit your life-size Detroit Tigers located in the Jefferson lobby of the Renaissance Center. If you'd like more information on April and the D, visit foxsportsdetroit.com and check out the Verlander and Cabrera life-size bobbleheads at the RenCen in the Jefferson lobby. Here's Peralta. Avila's hit about 700 feet of fly balls in this game. One of them left the ballpark. Peralta takes high and away.
For John Gibbons, the last thing that you wanted to see out of your starting pitcher today was not get through 5 innings, especially when you're going up against an offense like the Tigers have. Your pitching can get out of whack for the next 3 days, and it can be a long 3 days.
There's another ball hit in the air to center, not nearly as deep. Davis coming over. Rasmus and Davis with a little bit of a collision, but
no communication there.
Rasmus holds on. And there are 2 gone.
They've got 3 guys in their outfield that can play center field. Davis can play some center field, a lot of range, although he ranged way too far into center field. Try to catch that ball. And then you have also Cabrera's played some center field and left field for them today.
Strike 1 to Don Kelly. Pop up ground out. Chopper back up the middle. Reyes ranging a long way. Got him by half a step. 1-2-3 inning for Brett Cecil. To the 6th we go.
Or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers.
Back here at Comerica Park in a 5-2 ball game. To the 6th inning we go. Anibal Sanchez back to the hill, and Edwin Encarnacion will lead things off for the Toronto Blue Jays. Aaron Sebia to follow, then Rasmus, and a ball outside to Encarnacion. 0 for 2 strikeout line out. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Encarnacion last year establishing highs in games played, runs scored, homers, RBIs. It was just about literally across the board a monstrous season for him. Ball outside.
And he did that with a lot of protection in the lineup. And Bautista was injured for most of the year.
2-2.
Here's where Sanchez today has had a lot of confidence in his secondary pitches with 2 strikes. But really, he can go 4 different ways. Fastball, slider, curve, change. Real good command with all 4 of those pitches.
Now the 2-2 pitch. Missed it inside. And the count fills at 3-2. Encarnacion, former Cincinnati Red. It's the big league team he first broke in with there. And Sebia waiting on deck. That is in the air. Right field. Going to be a long run into foul ground. Nice running play by Infante.
He was the only one that was going to catch that. Torrey Hunter was playing deep in right field and had no shot at getting there. Real nice running play by Omar Infante.
It gets so tricky once you get into foul ground. You see that railing starting to get closer and closer and closer, and he's on a dead sprint. Made a nice play. Here's Aaron Sebia. Aaron Sebia went to the same high school that produced A-Rod. That was Westminster Christian High School in Miami, Florida. In fact, he tied Alex Rodriguez's school record for home runs. He had 17 in his high school career. Here's the 1-1. Rolled foul, 1-2.
Nice pick down there by Luis Rivera.
Pretty good.
New third base coach in Toronto under the new staff assembled by John Gibbons.
Swing and a miss. Sanchez climbs the ladder, and so did Aaron Sebia.
That's something that he will do. He will elevate the fastball with the pinpoint control at a 93, but Sanchez has pitched a very good game today. He has quite a few strikeouts, and whether it be the fastball up in the zone, good sliders down, or changeups, he's had some nice pitches today. He's kept the ball out of the middle of the plate.
7 strikeouts to be exact for Sanchez, and a strike called on Colby Rasmus.
And Jim said after Sanchez's last start in Minnesota that he wanted to make sure he got more than 5 innings out of him. He threw 95 pitches his last start in 5 innings.
Well, he's got 2 outs here in the 6th. Rasmus, a strikeout and a walk. Now the 1-1. 1-2. Well, the Bernstein advantage brings you the scouting reports and Colby Rasmus against Sanchez. 200 here at Comerica Park. 183. Swing and a miss. Sanchez dusts him. 8 strikeouts for Aníbal Sanchez in a 1-2-3 6th. Meyer. Text Meyer to 37338 to be eligible to win a fantastic prize pack that any baseball fan would love. Meyer math means savings that really add up. At Meyer, the math always works in your favor. Speaking of math, it was math day at the ballpark here before State. Today, all the youngsters got a math lesson. Got the Wallside Windows pitching change now. Esmil Rogers is in for Toronto.
He made his major league debut just a few days ago against the Cleveland Indians. He's been in 3 games so far this year, 4.50 ERA, just a couple of innings, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk.
Santo Domingo is where Mr. Rogers hails from, in the Dominican Republic. That would be Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Very nice.
No, actually it wasn't.
Somebody sold that to you?
Yeah, somebody sold it to me, man, and I bought it too. I paid good money for that bad joke. Here's a high drive. Shallow left center field. Melky Cabrera coming over, but it's going to be Rasmus. Infante is out, 1 gone. Bring up Austin Jackson. Well, it was Jackson's 2-out single that got it rolling in the 4th. It eventually culminated with the 3-run homer by Miguel Cabrera. Five hits in the Yankees series, 1 for 3 here today against the Jays. Last year when the Tigers were at their best, Jackson was at his best, kick-starting that offense. But they've in some ways taken it to a new level now with Hunter hitting behind it. That's in the air toward right. Rajay Davis coming over toward the foul line, and he'll get there in foul territory. 2 gone. Don't forget, mark this date on your calendar. That day would be tomorrow. The Tigers host the Toronto Blue Jays in 108. The first 10,000 fans receive an April in the D Miguel Cabrera mini bobblehead, courtesy of Fox Sports Detroit. 86666 Tiger for more ticket information, or do it online at tigers.com. Torrey Hunter has 2 hits in this game.
Miguel had a big function last night for his charity.
His foundation.
His foundation, yeah. Quick pitch. How about that?
Wow.
Got away with it.
Yes, he did. Strike 2. Hunter not happy.
I wouldn't be either.
Hunter says timeout. He visually gave John Tumpane, the home plate umpire, a time.
A quick pitch him again.
Yeah. That one not as good, though. It bounced in. .419 average now for Torrey. Another one in the dirt, 2-2. And I would say worth every penny that the Tigers gave him in the 2-year deal this past offseason. Rogers with the 2-2, line back up the middle. There's your quick pitch into center field. 2,000th hit for Torrey Hunter. Congratulations. It's a solid single to center. And a big smile to go with it. It's his 3rd hit today. We'll take that one for safekeeping. And now it's being announced here at the ballpark, and Tigers in the dugout all giving him a standing O, and here comes the crowd.
Real nice classy gesture by Rogers as well to step off the mound and allow this crowd to show their appreciation for Torrey.
There's Cabrera. Another fly ball hit deep to right field. This one is slicing to the corner, though, and back out of play.
Torrey Hunter has a lot of hits already this season in 2013, and the majority of them have gone right back up the middle or into right field.
Tom Brookins has it. And that one will be waiting for him in his locker. Another one fouled away, 0-2 on Cabrera.
And Cabrera already has 3 hits today. A couple of singles the opposite way. And a big fly also to right field. Picking up right where he left off a season ago. Winning a triple crown in the most valuable player award in the American League.
Popped him up. Right side of the infield, Bonifacio. And that is that. So the Tigers get a hit with stranded man. 6 in the books. Sanchez has been good today. So have the Tigers bats, leaving some frustration for the Toronto Blue Jays. It's 5-2 in favor of the Tigers.
Strikeouts and has looked really good in doing so. Let's take a peek at Xfinity. High speed pitch of the afternoon, 94 for Sanchez, and as low as 76 with a real good changeup, or could be a really slow breaking ball.
So we go to the 7th, and it's Rajai Davis leading it off against Sanchez. Tigers 5 runs, 10 hits this afternoon. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Jays. Davis 0 for 2. Sanchez has struck him out twice in this game. And now it's 1 ball, 1 strike. One of the more memorable strikeouts that Davis had was the final out in Justin Verlander's second no-hitter at Rogers Center. There's a strike called, 1-2. Anibal with 8 strikeouts at a 1-2-3 6th. Fouled off a breaking ball there. 1-2, the count stays. Action in the Detroit bullpen. And they've got Drew Smiley, the lefty, Al Albuquerque, the righty. Here's the 1-2 pitch in the air. Shallow right center. Hunter and Jackson. Torrey makes the catch. 1 out. 5 in a row retired now by Sanchez. We'll bring up Meiser is Turris. Ball 1 to his Turris. Comebackers twice One in the third and one in the fifth. He's 0 for 2. Check swing roller towards short. Peralta scoops it up. Sanchez cruising along now. It's 6 in a row retired. Hey, as soon as the game ends, our coverage continues with Tigers Live here for manager Jim Leyland, the players. Plus, we'll break down the game and show you all of the exciting highlights. Tigers Live immediately after the game, and it's right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Emilio Bonifacio. It's one of those names that just rolls off the tongue.
Bonifacio?
Emilio Bonifacio. Kind of like Raul Ibanez. There are some of those names. Bonifacio is 1 for 2, triple and a strikeout. The 1-0. Kind of like Matt Tuyas' open.
Yes.
That one takes some practice, though.
Took me a couple of weeks before I had confidence to blurt it out.
I saw you study in the first 2 weeks of camp.
I sure was. No shame in my game.
1-1 is hit on the ground to short. Bobbled momentarily, but Johnny throws him out. Bonifacio is gone 6-3. 7 straight now retired by Sanchez. .14 pitches into this game has a 5-2 lead, receiving some congratulations after a 1-2-3 seventh, and just what the skipper had hoped for today. 7 strong out of Anibal. And so here comes the Tigers offense trying to do some more work now. In the bottom of the 7th, it'll be Prince fielder Andy Dirks, Alex Avila facing Esmil Rogers. Bender misses outside. 1-0 on the Prince. Double knocked in a run way back in the first. Tigers jumped out to a 2-0 lead. Avila homer. And Cabrera hit a big 3-run shot in the 4th. 1-1 on Prince. Checked it. Did not go around. Make it 3-1. Fielder playing in his 350th consecutive game today. Andy Dirks waiting on deck. That'll go foul. Tigers have out hit the Jays today 10-5. They lead by 3. And he lost him. Fielder gets another walk, his second of the day. Now see the Tigers battle the Kansas City Royals April 23rd through the 25th and take advantage of the Super Spring Special. Upper box seats are half price, only $13. That's it. 866-66-TIGER for more ticket information. You can also get it online at tigers.com. Let's get our first look at those Royals, who had a fabulous spring, and many are predicting some good things out of them this year.
Some good pitchers they were able to acquire. Jeremy Guthrie back for the second year. Irvin Santana, Wade Davis, big game James Shields, and a really good offensive club. It's young, but it's good.
And they're off to a 4-3 start this year. Strike call, 1-1. A lot of those guys came up together in the minor leagues. Is there an advantage to that when you come up with your teammates?
Absolutely. Guys you're familiar with, especially if you had success winning in the minor leagues, as that group did in Kansas City.
Dirks takes a strike, and now it's 1-2.
They had to use their best prospect to get a couple of pitchers from the Tampa Bay Rays. That was Will Myers, and they say he's going to be an impact player before it's all said and done in the big leagues. But Dayton Moore could wait no longer. Fans in Kansas City becoming impatient.
Well, they've endured some really rocky seasons, and you can see some brightness on the horizon with all the young talent they have. But you're right, boy, that pitching staff needed an infusion of talent, and they got it.
Ned Yost, good manager, real good leader, got some good speed. I don't know if this is their year, but their year is coming awfully soon.
The 1-2. Ground ball right side, base hit. Dirks has himself a single. And Fielder will go to second, 2 on, nobody out. Tigers starting to pile up the hits now. That's 11. That'll bring up Alex Avila. Avila hit his second home run of the season back in the second off the starter Morrow. Esmiel Rogers came on in the 6th inning. Morrow started. Cecil took over for him in the 4th, and then Rogers in the 6th. Two teams square off again tomorrow. Rick Porcello will be on the hill for Detroit. Action in the Blue Jays bullpen. Gonzalez starting to heat up now for Toronto Blue Jays. Here's the 1-0. 2-0 the count. Not a smooth inning here for Rogers. A walk and a single.
He's put himself in a very difficult situation with runners on first and second, nobody out, and a good fastball hitter standing in the batter's box in Avila.
Here's the 2-0. Avila takes a hack at it, rips it to center on a line, going to drop, base hit. Fielder held up between second and third, so he will stop at third base. And they're loaded up. Second hit today for Avila.
Alex got himself in a predictable fastball count. He got the fastball in the low 90s. It's away from him, but good concentration, not trying to pull that baseball. Hits it right back up the middle and drives in gets Fielder over to third base. Prince had to hold up momentarily. Looks even better in Foxmo.
Courtesy of Big Boy. Well, the Tigers now have 12 hits. Still nobody out here in the 7th inning, and a chance to really bust this one open. And again, Peralta will bat with the bases loaded. He did so back in the 3rd and bounced out to end the inning. Which brings us to our second triple split of the afternoon. You've got fielder Dirks and Avila occupying the bases. Swing and a miss, 0-1 on Johnny. 0 for 3 for Peralta. That's in the air. Right side of the infield and a shallow right. Bonifacio calling for it. Infield fly rule was signaled by Dana DeMuth. That's the first out of the inning.
Just like we promised you earlier in the game, it is Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And here's that Miller moment back in the 2nd inning. Aaron Sebia got a first pitch fastball from Sanchez. Looked like it was going to leave the ballpark, and real nice concentration by Don Kelly, able to reach over the wall and snatch it back.
So now Kelly can do something with his bat here. He's 0 for 3. And a ball down low. Didn't go, according to Doug Eddings. Esmiel Rogers last year split time between Colorado and Cleveland. He was traded to the Indians in June of last year and really pitched well out of the Tribe bullpen. 44 games, had an ERA of about 3. Blowing outside. So it's 2-0 on Don Kelly, and he's sitting pretty right now with the bases loaded. .318 career with the sacks full. Line to center field, sinking and caught by Rasmus.
That is a tough play right there for Prince Fielder. If you're on third base, the ball is hit in the air, so what you're taught to do is you go back immediately and tag. But knowing that even if he does go back to the bag and tag, with the arm that Rasmus has in center field, he's not going to score. Even if he goes back to the bag immediately, he's not going to score. So he did exactly what he was supposed to do there.
Well, that's going to leave it up to Infante now as Rogers tries to wiggle out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam.
Since there's been runners in scoring position, Rogers has thrown a lot of breaking balls. I'm sure the Tigers will put that in their little memory bank for the future. Breaking balls to Peralta. Started Don Kelly off with a couple of breaking balls.
Infante is single in 3 at bats. He'll be given time now at home plate. The inning started with a walk. That was to Fielder, and then singles by Dirks and Avila. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Blocked by Aaron Sebia. 1 ball and 1 strike. Twelve Detroit hits in this game. Jays, meanwhile, have had only 5 against Anibal Sanchez. That'll load up your scorecard. Now the 1-1. Bouncing ball off the end of the bat right to Encarnacion, and Rogers does indeed wiggle out of the jam. Tigers load him up but fail to score, and we go to the 8th. 9 hitters just have not gotten it done today. 1 for 20. Miguel Cabrera's had a big game, including a 3-run homer, and Anibal Sanchez 7 innings, 8 strikeouts in this contest. And I guess really, Rod, aside from the offense, that is the story today. Jim Leyland wanted Sanchez to go a little bit farther. He's done that today, and he's looked solid.
Great command today. That fastball anywhere from 89 to 93 miles an hour. He was locating it beautifully to the right-handed batters. His secondary pitches were very good. Curve, slider, and the changeup. Very nice outing by Sanchez today.
You know, we're starting to see a pattern, Rod. The fact that Jackson is getting on, Hunter is getting on, and then the big guys come up and they do some damage, and it happened again ahead of the Cabrera home run today.
Well, Jackson just continues to mature after hitting 300 last time for the first time in his career. Torrey Hunter also 300 batting average, and really that number 2 spot has been the troublesome spot for the Tigers the last few years, and really it's been a troublesome spot in the order for the Tigers the last few years since they allowed Polanco to walk as a free agent.
Well, Drew Smiley is the new Tigers pitcher, so he will take over for Anibal Sanchez as we go to the 8th.
Drew Smiley was spectacular just a few days ago against the New York Yankees.
That'll work as Reyes pops up a bunt right back to the mound.
He pitched 4 innings, recorded his first save of his major league career, and didn't allow a base runner. He was tremendous.
So Smiley, who continues to try and find some innings here at the big league level, as the Tigers decided not to send him to AAA and start every 5th day. He's worked very nicely out of the bullpen.
It will not be very hard for Jim Leyland to find some innings for Smiley if he continues to throw that baseball the way he did a few days ago.
Here's the 0-1. 1-1 on Melky Cabrera. Jim said something interesting, that Smiley in his first outing in Minnesota seemed to pitch more like a reliever, but in his last outing against the Yankees seemed to pitch more like a starter. What did he mean by that?
Well, he probably attacked the strike zone with a fastball. He located his fastball very well in that game, and a lot of times that's what starters do.
Just out of the reach. That Peralta.
They come out and they start to command their fastball, and because of that, he was dealing. The Yankees aren't as talented this year as they have been in the past, but he still threw a whale of a game.
Yankees no match. 4 perfect innings against Drew Smiley. And the numbers afterwards were very impressive. 50 pitches, struck out 5. Well, here's Bautista now with 1 on and 1 out in the 8th. They've been able to handle him so far 0 for 3.
Take a peek at this last base hit by Melky Cabrera. I mean, that's a pretty good pitch down there by Drew Smiley. It's headed down toward that back foot, and somehow Cabrera able to get down and slash the ball over Peralta's head.
That is drilled to center field. Jackson is on the move, appears to have a beat on it, and he does at the warning track. And Bautista looking out there saying, wow. He said, I killed that ball, and it was an easy out. 2 gone. Encarnacion will not face Smiley. Here comes the skipper. Jim taking a brisk walk out to the mound. He's already signaled to the bullpen. So Albuquerque will come in. Smiley gives up the baseball, and we'll be back. On for the Jays, the new pitcher is Al Albuquerque, and he is facing Edwin Encarnacion. Albuquerque takes over for Smiley and delivers a fastball strike.
That first pitch by Albuquerque at 92 miles an hour, but he can get all the way up to 96, 97 with his fastball. And if he can throw that fastball down and away to Encarnacion along with that legitimate swing and miss slider, Encarnacion should be no problem for Albuquerque.
Another heater. That one just missed the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. 0 for 3 for Encarnacion. Infante made a nice running play on him his last at bat. Missed away again, so the first 3 pitches outside. That last one a slider. 2-1. That's in there, a strike. Another slider. 2-2 on Encarnacion.
A lot of times you don't get away with those hanging sliders.
Yeah, that one was up at his belt. There's a bouncer hit slowly left side of the infield. Cabrera will get the force. Albuquerque gets it done. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows, the official window company of Fox Sports Detroit. Game 1 in this 3-game series featuring the Tigers and the Jays. And so far, it's Detroit in the lead on a chilly afternoon here at the ballpark. And we have a new pitcher now for the Toronto Blue Jays. It is Darren Oliver.
The veteran, Darren Oliver of many major league seasons. And pitching in his 3rd ball game, ERA sitting at .450.
He is 42 years of age, Darren Oliver. Austin Jackson leads it off. It looks at ball 1.
Don't give them the uniform back until they take it.
There's the bio on Mr. Oliver, born in Kansas City, Missouri. 2 balls, no strikes. Texas, St. Louis, Boston, Florida, Colorado, goes on and on. Los Angeles. Some of his pit stops.
He's got as many stickers on his suitcase as Octavio Dotel.
Yeah. Toronto last year appeared in 62 games. And his ERA was 2.06
at age 41.
So there's no reason to take that uniform away from him. Not yet. Protected foul, 3-2. Torrey Hunter waiting on deck. He's had a huge day. Tigers offense in particular has had a big day. 12 hits. Oliver's first year in the major leagues was 1993 with the Texas Rangers. Ground ball, third base side. Nice pick on the backhand by Turris. And it's going to get by Encarnacion at first. Jackson on his way to second. He's going to take the turn. He's going to third. And Jackson is in there standing up.
Blue Jays have not been getting good play out of their third baseman. Brett Lawrie, their very talented third baseman on the disabled list with an oblique injury. And Turris not really a third baseman by trade, but this play should have been made. It should have been a better throw to Encarnacion. Encarnacion could not help him on the other side, and Jackson ends up on third base. They really miss Brett Lawrie.
E5 is the call all the way around, and so the infield coming in now for the Blue Jays. The big run standing at third. It's right now a 3-run spread. Chopper to third base right at Turris. This throw is on the mark. 1 out. Tigers had a chance to break it open in the 7th. They loaded the bases with nobody out but did not score.
Yeah, they've squandered some opportunities here today.
Infield remains in as Miguel Cabrera stands in, and that can't be a very good feeling if you're one of the Jays infielders. On the edge of the grass with this guy up there. Cabrera hit a 3-run homer in the 4th. Fouled straight back, 1-1.
Surprised they're not putting Cabrera on. It's not that Prince Fielder is not a quality hitter, but you do have the 1 out. You can play for the double play. You have Prince Fielder batting 4th today, followed by another left-hander in Andy Dirks. Although Jim has right-handers on his bench if he wanted to pinch hit for Dirks.
Ground ball, foul.
Because usually these types of situations right here, runner on third, less than 2 outs, they end favorably for Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is one of those situations that screams for Cabrera to be walked with the 2 lefties lurking. But they will pitch to him, and right now it's 1-2. Shinawaka. Base hit. That'll score the run. Cabrera gets his 4th RBI of the day. The air proves costly.
Take a look at the front leg here by Cabrera. He just kind of picks the heel up and puts it back down. That's the approach that he goes with when he wants to make sure he sees the baseball very good. No moving parts. He keeps the head still. Heel comes off the ground, and he gets himself a good pitch to hit, and he drives it somewhere. It's a remarkable talent.
It is indeed another 4-hit game for Miguel, the 27th of his career. Prince looks at a strike, 1-1. 13 Detroit hits this afternoon. Waving a miss.
Here's one more look at that approach by Fielder with the front foot here. And not only does he just hit get base hits with this same approach, but he can take it, lift the heel off the ground, and still hit the ball 400 feet. That's how strong he is.
Prince on base 3 times today. Took walks in each of his last 2 at-bats. Will bounce in.
I guess the whole flip side, partner, of the fact that John Gibbons decided not to walk Cabrera there with the left-handed Oliver on the mound is the fact that the guy that's in the batter's box right now is no slouch. 30 homers last year. He drove in 108. He's off to a really good start this year.
and lefties don't bother him. There's a base hit to right. So it is a pick your poison type situation when Fielder comes up with another hit. It's the second hit of the day for Prince. He's on base for the 4th time. Matt Tuiasosopo will pick up a bat. Pinch hit for Dirks. Gonzalez still warming up in the Blue Jays bullpen. And he's going to be coming in. We'll step aside. Tigers have 14 hits today. We'll be back. At Bat is the #1 source for live baseball everywhere you go. Available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10. At Bat delivers Detroit Tigers baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, news, highlights, and more. Text At Bat to 31826 or visit Tigers.com if you'd like more details. Tuiasosopo will not face the left-hander. He instead will face a right-hander that has come out of the bullpen. It's a former Houston Astro. That would be Edgar Gonzalez.
Pitched well last year in Houston and posted a 3-1 record in 6 starts. The ERA was over 5. He was claimed off waivers from the Houston Astros by the Toronto Blue Jays.
And Gonzalez was claimed off the waiver wire on April the 8th. Commonly known as yesterday. Here's Matt Tuiasosopo. He is hitting for Dirks. 14 Detroit hits. They lead 6-2. Dirks had a single and a walk in his action today. Tuiasosopo looks at a ball high. Had a pretty good game against CC Sabathia the other day.
He sure did.
Not easy duty getting his first start.
Not the way CC was pitching the other day.
Here's the 1-0. Pulled down the left field line. Fair ball. It's going to go to the corner. 1 run is in. Fielder is on his way to third base. They're going to stop him there. Tuiasosopo with a pinch hit RBI double.
It's a 73-mile-per-hour changeup from Gonzalez, and Tuiasosopo stayed back as long as he possibly could and finally caught it out in front still and hits one down in that left field corner.
Pinch hit knock makes it 7-2. 15 Detroit hits, and now the infield coming in again for the Blue Jays. Second and third, and Alex Avila's had a nice day. That's in the air. Shallow left field. It'll be Cabrera, and the runners will have to hold.
Gonzalez has thrown 3 pitches, none of which have been above 75 miles an hour.
It's going to bring up Johnny Peralta. Two runs here in the 8th has made it a little bit more comfortable now for the Detroiters. Up by 5 runs. Let's see if Peralta can tack on here. And he looks at ball 1. Johnny is 0 for 4. Action in the Detroit bullpen. Joaquin Benoit. One ball, one strike. Blue Jays today have had Morrow, followed by Cecil, then Rogers. Gonzalez pitching right now. Darren Oliver has pitched. Look at the speed range. That won't even get you a ticket on the freeway. That one bouncing in. That's his hardest thrown pitch in this game. 89 miles an hour. Swing and a miss. Two and two. Johnny almost swung out of his shoes that time, waiting for that last pitch to get home. 74 miles an hour. Wave and a miss. He got him to go fishing for the breaking ball to end the inning. Tigers get 2 more though. Let's go to the 9th.
Yes, we have, Mick, and the Tigers are looking awfully good today. Which brings us to our Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the game, and Miguel Cabrera, the biggest hit of the afternoon for the Tigers. It came off the starter Brandon Morrow. He got himself a fastball down and away in a favorable count and hit it to right field. 3 hits today from 4 hits from Miguel Cabrera. Excuse me, Miggy.
Don't short him. A monster day for Cabrera. And a really good day overall for the Tigers offense. 7 runs on 15 hits. 3 outs away from putting the finishing touches on this one. It would be their 4th win of the year. And here's Joaquin Benoit to take over.
Yeah, good fastball from Joaquin. It'll get up to 95. He's got a really good changeup and a nice slider as well. Doesn't get near the credit for the slider that he has because everybody focuses on the fastball and also the changeup.
J.P. Arancibia leads it off. Looks at strike 1. Arancibia struck out. He is last time up. In fact, he's fanned a couple of times today. Both by Sanchez. Checked it. Did he go? Ooh, he didn't.
They say that just a few days ago, Arancibia hit a home run in Toronto, 460 feet, straightaway center field.
Really?
460.
That's a long way. 1-1. Swing and a miss.
I was thinking about that. That might be over the Chevy Fountain in center field.
Could be. Yeah. I mean, it's 420 to the wall here. 460 is how you used to hit him.
You add up a couple of at bats, it might go that far.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to third, foul.
Blue Jays ball club, they just love to pull the baseball, whether it's Arancibia, whether it's Bautista, whether it's Encarnacion, the 3 guys that have big power. And if you can locate down and away from them and get them to roll over all afternoon, you can have success against them, as Sanchez did early in the game. Joaquin going out there too.
Hammered back out of play. 1-2 on J.P. Arancibia. First rounder back in 2007. Rasmus waiting on deck. Avila blocks it. Now even the count at 2-2. Tigers today with Sanchez, Smiley in Albuquerque, and Benoit. Sanchez retired the last 7 straight that he faced in this game. Ball high. Now it goes 3-2. Benoit's been a workhorse in a Tigers uniform. His 3rd season here in Detroit. '73 appearances last year. Here's the 3-2 coming home. And did he get him? Yes. Out at first base as Dana DeMuth. And Arancibia didn't like it. He's staring out at him.
Well, I know Tigers hit earlier in the game. I believe it was Jackson. Appeared to check a swing that was not called. They looked about the same.
Oh well. Here's Rasmus with 1 out. Foul back 0-1.
A lot of fastballs up in the zone to Rasmus today, and he's not been able to catch up to those fastballs.
Colby had a walk in the 4th. Otherwise, a couple of punch outs. He was the 8th and final strikeout that Sanchez recorded today. 1 ball, 1 strike. Adam Lind has moved to the on-deck circle, with Rajai Davis due. Ball high again. 2-1. Rasmus sends one high and deep into right field, way back. That ball is going to be gone. Yikes. Copley put a hurting on that one. 7-3.
Tigers all afternoon have been pitching Rasmus up in the strike zone, and they've had a lot of success against him. I don't know exactly where Benoit was trying to get this 94-mile-per-hour fastball, but it was down, and Rasmus hit it a ton. That is a perfect example of what we talk about on occasion, that left-handed batters just love the ball down in the strike zone, and they don't have as much success with balls up in the strike zone as right-handed hitters do.
Lind pinch hitting, and he looks at a strike, and I've always wondered why that's the case.
I don't know.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Lind 1 for 16.
Right-handers are good low ball hitters too, but they seem to climb the ladder a little bit easier than left-handed batters do.
Which makes that home run that Prince hit the other day pretty impressive.
Yes, Prince is one that can get up and climb the ladder with his strength and bat speed.
Ball low. 2-1 on Adam Lind. That 1 for 16 gives him an average of .63. It's been a slow start for Adam Lind. Pulls that one down the right field line. Hit well. It's going to go fair into the corner. Extra bases on the pinch hit from Lind, and he'll cruise into second. And now the Blue Jays starting to kick it up a little bit here. The homer and the double. The 2 extra runs the Tigers got in the 8th looking pretty good right now. Here's the number 8 hitter, Myceris Turris. An 0 for 3 day today for his Turris. Give the Blue Jays now 8 hits. The Tigers had 15 hits today. Tigers have also left 12 men on base. In the air to center. Jackson coming in. And his Turris is out 2 away. How about tomorrow's pitching probables, courtesy of Gordon Chevrolet?
And Mark Burley was roughed up in his first outing of the year, going up against the Cleveland Indians. Gave up 6 earned runs in that game. Porcello also gave up 3 runs in his first outing. It was game 3 against the Minnesota Twins. But all in all, Rick pitched a pretty good game. 7 strikeouts in that contest against the Twinkies.
So here is Emilio Bonifacio with 2 outs in the 9th. And he waves and misses. Tripled in his first at bat, nothing since. Strikeout and a ground out. Benoit now needs 2 more strikes to end this one. Tigers lead 7-3. And the 0-1. Checked it. Right called by the home plate umpire, John Tempane, and Bonifacio doesn't believe it. Slowly working himself back in the box. 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Bouncing ball to third. Right at Cabrera. And that's the Tigers win. Jay's going to run in the ninth, but the Tigers will win this one by a score of 7-3. Take game one in this series. Nice job today by the offense, but a nice job as well by Hannibal Sanchez. Tigers win in front of 28,000. Tigers Live coming up. Stay with us.